Hey everybody, welcome back. Just want to do a quick update before the weekend to answer a couple of requests for some scale on some terrain on those 3D puzzles that I had mentioned in one of my earlier posts. I got Edoras built. It is in one of my campaign or one of my skirmishes, so my 1200 point battle skirmishes. And then I also got the Hobbiton one done too as well. I'll zoom in closer so that you guys can get a better look as far as how they break out to scale. I did show the Orthanc one and showed that Saruman was small enough to fit on the top of Orthanc, and it isn't quite to scale. I think Edoras is 100%, and the Hobbiton house looks like it's fairly close to being excellent to use for scale as well. Also showing these rule books real quick too, because I have a question to ask you guys, and I'd like some feedback. Basically, this weekend we've got a tournament that we're going to be playing up at the Games Workshop here in Denver, Colorado, on Colorado Boulevard, and it's going to be a league tournament. And the first stipulation is this week, at the beginning of the tournament, everybody gets one warband. You have basically 175 points to spend on your warband. You can't field more than one warband. You can't go above 75 points on your hero for your warband. That has to be included in your 175 point total. So you can't have a hero that's worth higher than 75 points. And like I said, you can't go above one warband. So the most models you could field would be your warband leader and then your 12 models. So the most we're looking at is 13 models on the field. Limitations are 75 points on your hero. Heroes can also not have more than one will. So I think what they're trying to accomplish with that is not to bring magic into the game yet. So it's kind of an introduction, getting a lot of new players interested into the gaming community, and also kind of providing a challenge for some of our veteran players to build a warband. So I want to pose that question to you. I'm going to show you which warband I think I'm going to run, and some other warbands that I've built that I think I'm going to bring down there for players to use if they don't have armies. And my girlfriend's going to give it a shot too, so I'm going to show you what I built for her. So that being said, the stipulations are you can use any units out of the Hobbit rulebook here, and anything out of these strategy battle game source books for Kingdoms of Men, Fallen Realms, Free Peoples, Mordor and Angmar, or Moria and Angmar, and Mordor. So you can use any of those books, and like I said in my other posts, units are worth a certain amount of points. You got to follow your warband rules, which means you can't have more than 33% of your warband be ranged, like archers. Also, like I said, your heroes cannot be above 75 points in value, and your heroes cannot have more than one will. So the warband I came up with, I kicked around a lot of ideas. Gondor is probably my favorite faction, so the warband I'm going to run, and I'm showing these guys in front of the Edoras model to give you a scale of the Edoras model here, is I think this model here is perfect to scale. If you look at it, the front of it there with those archways and then these units down here. So I think what I'm going to run with my warband, and give me some feedback on it. I'm going to run Syrian right here. He is 55 points. The thing I like about him is he's boldest of the bold, which allows him to give pluses to his courage checks when he charges terrifying models. So if I'm running up against evil that has some terrifying creatures, he will be able to go into combat with those creatures with little to no effort. Along with him, I'm running 8 Guards of the Fountain Court with shields. I just almost finished painting all 8 of those. Basically those guys are going to be really good. I think they've got the bodyguard rule, so they'll be good on their courage checks as long as I keep my hero alive. They got a great defense, and they're fight 4, which is nice too. And then to finish it up, I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4 Rangers of Gondor. Those guys also are fight 4, and they give me an option to use bow attacks. I don't know with the deploy rules how well they're going to be effective, and of course with the new Hobbit rules, with them moving, it's going to draw back on them too. But I think they're excellent archers. They have a great fight value when they get into hand-to-hand combat. So I think I got a good mix here. I think I got a good model count. I got 13, so I'll be fielding as many units as I can with my points. I'm at 175 points exactly. My hero has 3 might, so I think I've got a lot of might. I think a lot of the other heroes that I was looking at, most of them are going to come in at 2 might. So I think that extra might's going to help. And the fact that my guys won't roll courage checks will help me stay on the battlefield even when I'm broken. So that's kind of my thinking about it. I think it's real good against monsters. I know with the new monster rules, I bet you a lot of people will be curious to try those out. And I think with Syrian and those Guards of the Fountain Court, I will be able to surround those monsters. Try the new heroic strike rule with Syrian because he's got that might. And hopefully beat those monsters in one-on-one combats to get the surround and get some damage on them. So that's kind of my thought process. I think it's a well-rounded group, and that's what I'm going to go with. So that's kind of the warband I'm running with. And there's the Edoras model, so it'll give you an idea of scale. So I think that Edoras model is perfect. I think it's just about dead on to where you need it to be. Moving over here to the Hobbit model, I've got Bilbo. Granted, he's not painted, but I just got that set last week. So I got the Hobbit Escape from Goblin Town set. As you can see here, here's a little Shire, the 3D model of the Shire with the little, you've got that windmill there, or not the windmill, the water mill. You got a little bridge here, which is cool. And then, of course, you got the Hobbiton building. So if you can see here, Bilbo is just about the right size on that. So I think this model here too would be some nice terrain to use as well. And again, I found these at Barnes & Noble. I think you can find them online, but they're just basically 3D models of some of the famous scenery in Lord of the Rings. The one model, or the one set that I have left to do is this one here, this the Citadel of Minas Tirith here, which is going to be the Citadel of the white tree there, and then this tower. Now, according to the diagram here, if you could see it, that's kind of a scale or a shot of the tower. Sorry about the glare there, but for what they say, that tower is 2 feet tall when completely built. So that tower is going to be as tall as that Orthanc model there. So just to give you an idea, I think this is going to be fairly close to being scale too. As far as that'll also be really good for use with miniatures. One last thing before I go ahead and wrap things up here real quick is I'll show you the warband that I'm going to introduce my girlfriend to the game with. This is what she'll be using. I picked this for 2 reasons. One of them is well, actually 3 reasons. She likes the evil models, so I'm going to let her run an evil warband, so I went with Mordor. I went with a low model count, and the reason I did that is, you know, you break it 50% and you retreat the field at 25%. Basically, with me only running 3 models here, I break at 1 model. I don't hit my 50% until you kill 2 of my models, and then she doesn't flee the battlefield until all 3 are destroyed, or that final model fails its courage check. These units here have high courage, and a nice thing too is this army is terror. So every unit in this army is terrifying, which means anybody charging these models have to roll courage checks, which is going to be cool. So basically what we have here is I'm running a Dark Marshal. So he's a Black Numenorian hero, and he's got decent fight value. He's got great defense on him, and he's got terror. Behind him, we're running a Mordor Cave Troll here, and again, he's got terror, and he's got you know, some awesome stats with high strength, high defense, and with the new Hobbit rules, he's got some really nice abilities to wreck shop. And then finishing up the trio is I'm just running a Black Numenorian with a shield, and again, he's got terror too. So that's 175 points. It's only 3 units in that warband, but the way I'm looking at it is the most I'll be facing with this unit is 13, and if I can get that Dark Marshal up on their hero quickly, tie him up, I think that Mordor Troll is going to be able to do some hurls and some barges, and some other great new monster effects from the Hobbit rules, and actually work through a single warband rather quickly. So if there were going to be a lot more points and a lot more models on the field, I don't think I would run this risk. But I think with only facing a possible 13 models on the field, I think this army here might have a chance of doing rather well. So anyways, I'll go ahead and wrap that up. That's the army that I'm going to introduce her to the game. I'm going to basically show her how to play. I'm also going to see if the guy that runs the Games Workshop in Denver is okay with me filming. Because I think what I'd like to do is maybe film the tournament coming up, give you guys an update on how that's going, and also you know, maybe get some battle reports on some of the battles that we play out. So anyways, like I said, if you have an idea of what warband you would like to run at 175 points with those restrictions, go ahead and post in comments and let me know some of your ideas. I was kicking around maybe a fiefdom army with, you know, the captain from Dol Amroth and like 8 Army of the Dead. I thought that might be good with 8 terrifying units, and their special Blaze of the Dead would give them pretty good chance of killing their combats. When they win combats, they can kill their opponents because they strike a different way than normal. So I thought that might be an interesting army too. But like I said, go ahead and post your comments. I'd love to hear what warband you would bring using those rules and restrictions, and hopefully we can get some wide varieties out there, some great ideas. We'll talk to you soon, and thanks for watching.